Evening all, welcome to RaceOnOz Sunday League Season 11's Round 2 of the RSO1 season. I'm joined tonight by, as always, Daniel Hatfield, and returning is Daniel Spence. So tonight's going to be Spence and Hatfield. How are we doing, boys?
Super B team.
We
Makes
are
that
the
feel very cool.
we are the Super B team, as Hatfield's just said. We're looking forward to 25 laps of, as Hatfield likes to say, it's the Autodromo di something Monza.
Autodromo di Nazionale Monza.
Yes.
Actually, I fucked that up. Oh, language warning.
Language warning.
Demonetised.
I am not cutting that out. We're going racing tonight. It'll be bleeped or something. She'll be right. We're going racing in RSO1s. Obviously, we had a shock result last week of CaptainRisky taking the win, which was not what we expected.
Who saw that? No one saw that coming.
No one.
Holy expletive.
Unless you watch the replay, then you would have seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only a few people watch the replays.
Indeed.
I don't think anyone even watches this one, so...
No, I mean, we're just talking to ourselves at this point.
Yes.
But, you know what, it's all for a bit of fun, and these boys want us to commentate, and so they shall have the Super B team, and I think we're about to go racing for 25 laps of Monza. And here we are, and it's Caden231 who retakes pole position. CaptainRisky's reign is very short-lived. It's maybe not a great return from Risky, but I think third on the grid's pretty good for him.
Especially with a slipstream heavy track like this. We did have an update during the week that seems to have dulled it a little bit, but I'm sure we'll see some cracking racing.
Absolutely, as they're coming around the parabolic and they're getting going. Caden with a strong start. Again, mandatory rolling start, so not much can be done into turn one.
We did see Jono last week lose a position before the first corner, but this time it looks like he's got the
It does kill the buzz a little bit coming into turn one, not knowing whether you're going to have too much action into the first braking zone of the race.
Oh, Crunch has hit Phillips.
Oh, there's a bit of an incident here.
Fired him into the fence.
Metal Gear's in the
Metal
sand.
Gear's gone wide.
Oh,
He's gone
no.
wide. He didn't pack his bucket and spade. He wasn't expecting to go to the beach.
Close with Slambo there, and Crunch, as you see, he's well back in the field.
Oh, Monza
Terrible smart for those boys.
All grid. And he has addressed. He's let Phillips go by.
That's good of Crunch. Really good of Crunch. I mean, you wouldn't want Phillips to be a hazard, so he's just going to push on here. Alright, up to the
Hopefully he
leaders.
can get through the rest of the lap cleanly.
Yeah, you'd think so. I mean, yeah, this is Crunch. He's one of RaceOnOz's best drivers, and he doesn't make mistakes like that often. So
Do it once, learn your lesson, move on.
Absolutely, yep. Come through Lesmo too here. Caden's stretching his legs a little bit already. It's Jono Standstill in second, Risky third, Razor fourth, Mint Matt rounding out your top five.
Our co-commentator Liam Viper's Ed in sixth. The man that doesn't like talking about himself.
You know, it's a bit weird. I just, you don't like to blow your own trumpet, as no one does, so...
Could you reach your own trumpet if you wanted to blow it?
You know, I think that's better off to leave to the imagination, if I'm honest.
I have seen the trumpet collection. It's quite extensive.
It is quite... There's a lot of large trumpets in there, I must say. Again, not blowing my own trumpet, but...
Well, I think he can pace.
Looks like everyone's coming through last straight into Parabolica fairly smoothly.
Really smooth,
issues
we'll go on a
here.
Crunch. Crunch into the back of B. Phillips.
Jesus
No!
Christ!
They have not hit again.
Wow.
You are kidding me. You are kidding me.
Wow.
And Phillips, he's paused.
He didn't get the job right the first
And he's
time,
gone.
so he's...
He's gone.
Is he gone?
B. Phillips is gone. Which is,
Crunch
you know,
has got
it's
his man.
probably a good thing of Phillips to leave, because, you know, he wouldn't want to just sit in front of Crunch. He'd be such a hazard, and it's...
It's like he's got a crunch maggot on his rear bumper.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, you'd
All
think...
that was happening. Good move by Chopper on Hatfield into turn one.
Oh, yep.
Now, Hatfield, I asked Liam this in the meet and greet. Is it weird talking about yourself in the third person?
See, look, I do a lot of talking, and especially about myself. I actually have a room just full of mirrors for that purpose.
That's hot.
Yeah, it's got quite good central heating.
Zephyros making a run on Apex down into the first Lesmo. Backs out of it. Doesn't decide to shove a nose down the inside.
No, it's just careful racing. It's good of these boys to show.
Caden off being boring in the front, coming into Ascari.
The three
Last
BHR
week's-
cars, 2, 3, and 4.
Two groups, sort of keen out front, two groups sort of appearing now.
Yeah, you can see the top 7 are definitely breaking away.
There's a few accidents, no one really broke up the field there.
It's really unfortunate for that. I mean, Monza Turn 1 is always a bit of a bottleneck, so you don't really want to see it happen when you've got two groups like this, but it is just sort of one of the things that happens at this track, so not much you can do, but yeah.
Once you lose this slipstream,
who's going to work together? Who's going to fight for every...
See, Blue might dive down the inside here. Ooh, close there.
Pulled out again.
Thanks to us.
It's a bit different sort of livery on Zephos's car, isn't it?
Well, it's
based on anything? You livery experts?
Late entry, so not sure how much time he had to work on it. He had his livery not used in FAA.
He's not much of an FIA participant as Zephos. He prefers to apply his trade to the GT Planet series, and I'll tell you what, it works for him. He's definitely one of the best in Australia, despite not showing his face much. And to have him in RaceOnOz Div 1 is really exciting. And even though it's only his first race and he's sitting back in 11th, we can't wait to see what he can do. So
he's a crafty tuner.
Absolutely.
The World Endurance Tour, the 3-hour races, yes, that's where you'd normally find Zephos. Popping in there in his OP GTR mobile.
Tell you what, he's got a rapid tune for it.
Around Monza.
Has he won a few of those races?
Yeah, fair few. Don't think I could rattle them off the top of my head, but he grabbed the championship last year, so I think that says enough.
Unlike Risky, coming into GT Sport on a Sunday, he was a past winner.
Yeah, absolutely. He's someone with a good pedigree.
He had won races before last week, yes. He had won championships before last week, yes.
He's right on the back of Apex here coming out of Ascari.
Oh, so he's closer than he has been before.
Darting to the inside. If you can just move over to the right a little bit, try and catch Hatfield's slipstream. Definitely get past Apex there into
He's got it done.
Parabolica.
Yep.
He's got it done. I think Apex sort of pulled out of that one. Probably the smart move.
Yeah,
So
like you said, as long as Zephos can stay with Brian off.
Brian's off wide. Luckily,
he's dropped a spot there.
He washed out wide coming out of the second Lesmo. We saw in the background when we were watching Norman Viper and Matt come through earlier. Or was that the Zephos fight? We saw him go wide coming out of Lesmo.
No, it was definitely Brian, actually. He doesn't look perfectly at home in this car. Even though it is his season, it's definitely not an easy car to drive, and he's facing that.
Could he be one-stop? It's a favourite tactic of his.
You know, it's a Brian thing to do, the one-stop, and I wouldn't put it past him by any means.
It's probable, but I think he's using... What is he? He's used a quarter of a tank of fuel so far. Everyone's around about that sort of third of a tank mark.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't say he's fuel saving anymore. I mean, he's got a bit more than the guys ahead of him, and wow, I think that was Zephos used. Wow, lots of fuel gone for Zephos already.
I think Big Chopper Dog's used a fair bit too.
Yep.
Was that just?
Chopper Dog is off.
No, he's off. Yep.
Always gone squiggling.
A fair few guys stream past him.
Zephos comes straight through. Apex would fancy a chance coming into Ascari as well. Chopper Dog will have slightly dirtier tyres. I reckon he'll make a meal of the first left-hander here. Skip off.
Oh, he's done alright.
He's got through.
Kept it on. Yeah, the slipstream's just so important here. As long as he can stay with Zephos, it won't really hurt his race too much. I mean, a bit more fuel saving if anything, so.
Interesting to see if anyone can break clear to the front of those packs.
There's no braking clear. There's too many long power zones.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I mean, if the two guys behind you have a bit of a fight,
you have to try and find like a second and a half in a couple of corners to get out of the slipstream. So as soon as someone's within about 1.3 seconds, you're just going to reel them back in again, or they're going to reel themselves back in.
Absolutely. As Razor's dropped a little bit off Risky here, he's got mid-map for company behind. It's not comfortable for Razor by any means.
A bit taily there.
Yeah, he's a bit all over sorts. Norm's sort of just clinging to the back here. He doesn't want to fall into the hands of Hatfield, but he doesn't really want to lose the slipstream with his pack ahead.
It's in the perfect spot there to be saving juice.
Side by side.
Oh, yep, there they go.
So Chopper makes up an earlier mistake.
Big Chopper has got through there.
Good move from Small Blended Cat. Now he did actually make a name change, so it is officially Small Blended Cat now, we can say.
Did he? When did he
Yep.
do that?
No, it was a federal name change. So I got
yes,
word from my good
that's his
mate John
legal
Howard,
name.
and yeah, legal
Oh,
name
that's great
now.
news.
No, great news for him, and we're really happy for you, Big
Great
Chocolate
news for
Dog.
us.
Well, small blended cat. See, I won't get used to calling you that now.
Holland is all over Apex coming out of Les Mills.
Just looking at that, Apex goes defensive.
Went real defensive there.
Holland round the outside. Easy move
Holland gets
there.
that extra slipstream there.
Yep.
Extra top speed.
Would not have been worth Apex to fight that.
It's a pretty good livery that Holland's running there.
That is actually the stock livery, and yeah, classic Holland. He's not one for fancy liveries. Shows here.
Inside the chopper. Contact.
Bit feisty there. Oh, it gets a bit sideways.
Chopper holds on.
And the dirty stuff as well.
Tell you what, Risky's closer to Jono than he has been. Let's throw it down the inside here. Smart of Jono just to let him go there. The teammates don't need to get forward into the battle. Bit of contact, nothing too severe.
Good time for Jono to save a bit of fuel now as well.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking.
What will the gap to Keaton and Risky be now? Probably about 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds?
Yeah, roughly that. I mean, it's really tough to say. Keaton's just doing Keaton things again.
We've got Keaton 2.6 down to Risky.
Well, there you go.
2.6, yep.
We've got Hatfield, who's our timing man at the moment.
Telemetry man.
Telemetry man.
Kind of like Rocket Man with less explosive.
Yep.
Well, we can't all be John Elton.
And he wears normal glasses.
Punch has finally caught back up to the rear of the field.
I have just grabbed the slipstream of Brian Hughes. Seems to be held up a bit behind Slambo.
I think if Phillips hadn't disconnected, he would have got back a bit sooner.
It's a little unfortunate for Phillips. I mean, he's one of FIA's top guys in Oceania at the moment. I mean, massive congratulations to him for taking out the final round of the exhibition series. It was a great drive to him. So to not see him here is it's a little bit of a bummer, I reckon.
If only he didn't get crunched off those couple of times, he might still be hanging around.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, I suppose. That's a bit of contact there, Brian and Slambo.
All Slambo's out of sorts. Slambo running a bit of traction control to get him through Ascari. Not a dumb idea.
I don't think he's completely adapted to these cars yet.
He's new to the game.
Yeah.
I'm having a look on Brian.
What's the history of Slambo? Anyone want to fill us in? Probably one of the only times we're going to see his name in a Div 1 League race replay /
well,
live
back
commentary.
in GT days, he was pretty good. I don't know if he ever made it to Div 1 back in the good old days. When we were running about 6 divisions, I think he was as high as Div 2. Probably the bottom half of Div 1.
Oh, more contact there. Cruncher send off. Oh, he's reset.
Cruncher's been Slambo'd.
Oh. Slambo been crunched, or is Crunch been Slambo'd? Who knows? He's redressed that, so you got to say the latter.
Cruncher's been Slambo'd, I think.
Definitely. Medals just past Zephos around turn 3.
Grabs him down the inside. Good move there. Good racing room for both of them, actually. It's not an easy corner to pass at.
Clean and crispy, that one. Signed, sealed and delivered.
And Holland's definitely looking to make amends for his early endeavours as he went off track at turn 1. So he'll definitely be trying to hunt Hatfield. Oh, that's a huge off Holland in the back. It was Zephos, apologies.
Zephos, yeah.
Wow, good save there, actually.
That's going to cost him. He'll lose that slipstream now.
Absolutely. Let's see if Metal Gear's able to get this move.
Gap there on the guys behind. What we saying was impossible before.
Yeah, look, he's been able to gap chopper pretty well. Oh my god, can't help myself. Yeah, Zephos is actually off again back there. Yep.
Not having fun with those hamburgers.
No, it's a bit ugly. Dive down the inside for sure. Wow, Hatfield's really dropped the slipstream there. I'll tell you what, Holland might struggle to get up to him as he gets the move done on chop. Splendid cat.
I'd have to say, knowing Holland's pace, I don't think it would take him too long to catch up.
No, I mean, we're sort of blowing smoke up his trumpet here, but he is one of the world's best time trialists, so.
We are in a race here though, Liam. We're not in a time trial.
Absolutely.
The BHR sandwich there. 2nd, 3rd, 4th.
Tell you what, it's a bit of teamwork going on there. I mean, BHR 2nd, 3rd and 4th, and then we've got ICR 5th and 6th, so...
How crazy is it We're 8 laps in, we've got 2nd to 7th, all still nose to tail in a big train.
Yeah. It's pretty exciting. I like it.
Good clean work from these guys.
I mean, a lot of them are probably saving fuel. We'll go through and just see who's good on fuel. Keaton's broken away, and you can definitely tell it. He's got just more than a quarter of a tank left. Risky's not really got the slipstream. There you go, 4 seconds behind. Not really got the slipstream. He's struggling a bit on fuel. First one who's really reaped the rewards is Jono Stan. You can see clearly he saved a lot of fuel compared to the rest of them. Razor a little bit less. Mint Matt probably the same as Jono. Viper a bit down on him, and then Norm's struggling quite a bit actually. Any reason for that?
Fuel tank by the looks of it.
Think so?
I reckon he's just trying to keep up. He's probably using more of the revs of the car to stay with the slipstreams. He's sort of losing out that little bit under dirty air. Might have made a mistake here and there. Needs to use a bit more rev of the car to catch up.
Yeah, it's well possible. I mean, Norm has been complaining about this car a fair bit. He did actually run in Monkey Mat New Zealand series over the summer and did quite well there, but he's just not really happy with how the car's handling for him at the moment. So, might be a reason.
Did I mishear that last stuff from Spence? Was that Logic?
No, it wasn't.
Can't have been.
Miscellaneous rambling.
Norm's in behind as well.
That's a huge save from Jono. Well done to him.
10% different between Jono and Norm. Jeez.
Massive. Absolutely massive.
What's Holland's fuel number?
21, yep.
He actually used
quite
more
get
fuel
save
than
going.
Norm. So hard with this car to try and save fuel and be quick at the same time.
Absolutely. His Razor's coming out of the pits here. Almost line of sight with Apex. Just gets bit by him. Slambo's in. Oh, that was a reset. That was a reset.
Did
That was Jono Stan getting reset. Oh, that's heartbreak for him.
I wonder if he has to pay the doctor for that consultation. Because he just got a prostate exam.
I'll tell you what. I think Jono might be. He might get a penalty for that. You know, it's just a bit of reckless driving from him. And going wide into turn 1 like that, I'm not so happy with his driving standards.
No, I think that's a corner cut penalty coming up for him.
It
He
could
tried
be.
to cut it, but the game was like,
Yeah, I think Stewards are going to have to close look at that one. What do you think, Hatfield?
Yeah, that's a slam dunk penalty, that one.
Yeah, tend to agree. Absolutely. Apex has just stayed out a little longer than the rest, and Razor's looking to get the move done quickly on him. He can grab a bit of slipstream for now, but he doesn't want to stay behind him.
Medical update on Razor, he still has no thumbs.
Absolutely. I mean, we have been looking for a replacement, but that hysterectomy really hurt him.
We were thinking about using big toes, but then he wouldn't have big toes.
Doesn't have the feel, but I tell you what, he still pulls off some great moves. That's a fantastic one on Apex.
Don't see a lot of people going for the outside coming into Ascari, but
Keaton's in.
worked that one fairly well.
Mid-Matt follows, Viper in 2.
Not making contact.
A little surprising from Matt. You know, he's one of our more reckless drivers in the field. He's not always abiding by the rules. Hatfield in 2. Chopper Dog, nothing left in the tank. We'll see how much Mid-Matt puts in.
Hatfield tried to kill a whole heap of dead dinosaurs as well on that stint.
Absolutely.
5%.
Mid-Matt's stuck pretty close to Keaton here. Razor's just behind. It's going to be a really close exit here.
Is he just gone over pit exit lane as well?
That was close from Matt. Really close there. Someone who got a penalty for it. There's actually a track barrier on the track there. Barrier.
Norm's made the undercut work on
Barrier.
Viper there.
As he gets the jump, yep. Norm's in the sand, actually.
Norm's in the sand. That doesn't help his run through Curva Grande.
No, it's less than ideal, that's for sure. Viper might grab him here. Round the outside of Curva de Grande. No, you don't want to do it there.
Do you ever get the feeling just to say me? That's me going around the outside of
Yeah,
Norm.
look, you got to say I'm resisting the temptation just to go, great move, son, great move!
Go, mate, go!
But yeah, no, I don't think I will, as Viper makes a smart and calculated move.
That's a good move
Calculated.
Thank you.
Good job, Zed.
Zed.
There we go. Risky still hasn't pitted. This is a long first stint from CaptainRisky. Maybe he's making him make something work. Make.
His strategy call round 1 seemed to do the trick.
It did, yep. I mean, we did see Keaton with some suspicious short shifting, so you got to wonder if he had some gearbox issues.
Keaton did finish with more fuel than what he needed that last race as well, so don't want to say it, but did Keaton throw the towel in, or did Risky win it on merit?
I'll tell you what,
we'll never know.
When you're up against someone the caliber of Risky, I'd throw the towel in too.
Just throw it, lap 1, turn 1, corner.
I'd just go. Goodbye.
Maybe wait
Hey, wait, didn't we see that tonight? Someone throw the towel in turn 1, lap 1? Crunch's brakes? Wait,
No, that was
too
more- I
early,
think
too
it was
soon.
something.
Oh yeah, hard to say. I mean, a bit early to make those harsh calls. But this is
Well,
Captain
fix that
Risky's
back
exit.
first.
We're commentators, we can make the harsh calls.
Yeah,
Protected species.
absolutely.
Or
he
Juicy
just
just
slots
coming down
in
in front of
P2.
me, Matt.
Tell you what, that's going to work a treat for Matt. I mean, he probably didn't think he was going to get that sort of luxury with Risky ahead, but he's going to be able to save a lot of fuel now after a decent fuel stop.
Brian's in an awkward spot behind what we think to be fuel-saving Brian.
Oh
In
wow.
front of a fast, aggressive Crunch.
Tell you what, fuel save burn with only just less than a quarter of a tank. That's a great serve from him. He has not burned anything.
Has not burned a thing.
No, that's fantastic. He might be holding up Jono a little bit here.
Oh, no. Just hop that curb.
Just clipped at the background, did he? Jono's going to get really frustrated with my burn here. Oh, he puts a nose in
Oh,
there.
he's moved him out of the way.
Oh. Tell you what, minimal contact. That's a good move from Jono.
Yeah, you don't see a turn at Lesmo's.
I mean,
Not
it
Lesmo,
was a
one
bit of a
Not
look.
often.
There was a bit of a nose in there. I mean, I might have to think about a steward's call for that one.
I think you make 2 minutes to score. Why don't you focus on commentating?
Yeah.
No.
No, good call there. Good call.
Someone has to be looking out for the little guy here, come on.
Yeah. Check up with
Rigo
Caden.
burning along. Cadening along.
Pretty standard Caden.
Our battle second out of the final turn. Oh, Razor 4 wheels over the line and he's pitched the car, but he's grabbed it back.
It's pretty standard of him in his Renault WRX. He likes to drive it like a walk.
It's Renault what?
It's Renault WRX. Crunches in, is
It's
he?
not going to make him. It's not going to make him a 1-star. Very.
No, only 11 laps on fuel.
Needs to come out behind this pack coming up main straight. Have any chance to try and make a one-stop work.
He'll need to short fuel it then. I don't think he has.
Are those green wheels on Crunch's car?
They are,
They are.
yep.
I think I was just sick in my mouth.
No, that wasn't. It's not. They're not sick green. They're envy green.
Ah,
Yeah.
right. Yes, the hazard
I've just
green.
noticed, looks like during the pit stops, Holland has managed to jump Hatfield.
Oh, he has, yep. Only Brian ahead of him now. Other than the other 8 cars.
Brian is going to be much of a challenge for a flying Holland.
I don't know.
Wiggly wide.
He doesn't burn a lot, does Revo burn, so he might have a chance. I mean, he's always been pretty good with his racecraft and defence, so he's definitely one of the tougher cookies to overtake.
If he's on fire, he wouldn't burn, I don't reckon.
He's a pretty cool operator. One of the best in Australia.
Seem to be saying that about everyone.
Yeah, look, I'm easy to please. Doesn't take much to please me.
This is revolutionary strategies, I have to say.
No,
Oh,
there
that
are.
was disgusting. You take that back.
Oh,
I never take it back.
That pun.
he only gives it. Holland's got a
right
pretty
up
good
on the
run.
turn here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he'll go
but
down the
sure.
inside here.
Set it towards the inside.
Good
Make
move
sure
there.
fresher tyres for Holland. Made that one look easy.
Oh,
and he's
ran
wide
a bit
too.
wide.
Oh, you do not want to be out there.
So we can give one thing to Holland. He is the highest placed stock livery Renault at the moment.
It's a great fact.
It
Right,
is.
that one's something.
Pencils at the ready.
I mean, to be fair, Caden is the highest placed McLaren car in the field as well. So that's impressive for McCaden. I mean, a field of Renault RSO1s, and he's in a McLaren.
Keaton RSO1.
McCaden. McNaldo's.
McNaldo's.
He likes the it.
Risky sort of in no man's land there. Far enough in front of Mint, but too far behind Caden.
It's not enough to get a slipstream, is it? It's probably the same for Viper here. I mean, he's come out with a lot of fuel compared to everyone else, and he's just... look at his lap times. He's sort of centered it on towards Razor and Matt.
Have a look at the splits here. Keaton, 3 seconds to Risky. 1.5 back to Mint. Razor's right on him. Half a second. Another
Might belong to
3.5
Mint in the
back to
slipstream
Viper. Half a second to Norm. 2 seconds back to Jono, a further almost 3 seconds to Holland.
Gee, Jono's recovered himself well after being reset at turn 1 in the pit stop phase.
Pretty competitive of him.
Hatfield all over the back of Brian through Ascari now.
He hops the curb there, well does Hatfield. Well done there, sir.
Hatfield does have a thing for the Oriental, so it's no wonder he's so close to the back of Brian.
Absolutely, he's actually going to go down the inside here. Inside and Oriental. Gets it done. Tidy move. And you got to wonder, how much longer can Brian go? He's dead out of fuel.
He's done. He's gone.
He's on the fence. His day is done.
Tank's dry.
And there you go, in the pits. Tell you what,
His day's been refreshed again.
13 laps. That's not a bad stint on fuel, and those tyres don't look too bad.
Oh, you'd have to say we should definitely make the second part.
Absolutely. That's a brilliant save from someone who doesn't revo burn any fuel. Gonna be a long pit stop, of course, but I mean that's one of the things about the one stop. And actually, who was it that called it? This is a one stop from Revo Bryant.
It's our man Hatfield.
I mean, you're the trumpet guy, I'm the horn guy.
Toot toot.
Slammer's right next to him here. It's 15th place now for Brian, but that's not telling the whole story. I mean, only one more stop to go for him. No, actually, it's no more stops to go for him. It's one more stop for the rest of the field. Ignore me.
Brian's fastest lap is... He's the only one in the 48s. Fastest lap. Everyone else is in the 47s at most.
Yeah, it's not ideal for him, but you know, Brian always seems to make it work, so we'll stick with him till the end, see how it goes.
Driving to a number, that one.
Absolutely, yep. Take a look through the field here. Risky still in no man's land. No save for him.
We've got a fastest lap count here, Hatfield. Who's got the outright fastest at the minute? Great chat.
Don't think we've got one at the moment.
Okay.
Is Norm here following him behind?
Now, believe it or not, these cars have 7 gears. You won't see it often, but every now and then the car will let you go into 7th, as we can see on Jono's car here.
It's a bit more of a fuel save gear. I mean, the first 6 are definitely for the drive, but the 7th is just sort of, it lacks the punch, and you hit into it and you just sort of stop.
Strange car, like all torque down the bottom, you get to the mid-revs, you got nothing, and then all power at the top.
Absolutely.
You said before Brian was driving to a number, but whether or not that's true, he is all over speed opening over the final turn.
Yeah, he's coming down the main straight here, hoping to get a move done.
I don't think he will.
No, you'd think he'd be able to throw it down the inside here. It pulls out.
Yeah, he's going to.
Easy on the brakes, locks the fronts a little, makes it done.
Saving fuel was probably less important than getting past Slambo at this point.
Oh, Slambo, bit of a moment in the background.
Justified after he comes sliding sideways out.
Very Slambo style. We got a fastest lap number at the moment, Hatfield?
Yes, we do. Keaton with a 45.9.
It's rapid,
Oh, that's
absolutely
pace.
rapid.
That's real pace.
Risky is closest with a 46.1, so not too much in it.
Well, he's the
Did say that
closest
lap
on the
13.
rows too. There you go, lap 13. Not too long ago. He's lapping quicker than Keaton at the moment.
Yeah, his last lap was a 10th quicker.
Tell you what, this is more of the form we expect to see from Risky. I mean, 2 races in a row, he's really proven everyone this is no fluke from him.
You've got to remember these two guys up front, I'm pretty sure they don't have any slipstreams. You go back to Mint, he doesn't have any either, but he's doing 48 flats.
Yeah, it's not great from Mint. He's been pretty critical of himself in the past, and I don't think he'll be happy with this stint at all. I mean, he's got Razor for company, but tell you what, Viper has closed that gap massively. He's still lapping in the 46s, so decent stint here from the young New South Welshman.
Controversial question.
Oh,
Mint past his best?
Oh, I don't know. Look, it's hard to say for Mint.
Borderline.
He's still one of FIA's best. I think when it comes to Rouge, I think his driving talents just don't match the RSO1 at the moment. We will see him back to his best, but past it is probably a bit too soon to call.
If things don't work out, there are plenty of delivery drivers out there.
Absolutely. I mean, I'd love to have Banana Josh in here. He's shown some great talent recently, and to replace Mintmat would just be a great call from him, and maybe on the cards in the future.
Swap.
Absolutely,
Like for like swap for Sunday League. We just have a look at the kilometre numbers on the car. Viper's Ed with 900 kilometres on his vehicle. Mint-Matt had about 300. Keaton with 500
Oh,
Ks.
Mint into the dirt.
CaptainRisky 774. Razor with 300, and it's showing. You can see the guys that have been putting in some practice races. Jono Stan with 143. Norm, 1,283 kilometres. He
I'd
did
say
do Monkey Mat series as
Take
well.
a lot of Ks from Norm. That's insane.
That's why you're looking at those
Holland
Ks
with 250.
off at Lesmo into the dirt. But
Who was that?
luckily not all 4 tyres.
That mid-mat, was it?
Yeah, but as he's come back on, it looks like Razor just really wants some slipstream, so he just pushed him along.
Ah,
Pretty typical
what a
Razor.
gentleman. What a
Good
good
teamwork
bloke.
there by the two guys in different teams.
Absolutely sporting as mid-mat dives in the pits. Both of them. Tell you what,
Holland
that's a
in
bit strange. That's a bigger save from Razor. A smaller save, apologies.
Holland's in.
Viper's filled up
So
a
he's
lot.
got it.
Tell you what, watch Viper here. He might be able to get the jump on both of them. He had a lot more fuel.
You know,
We'll see. Nothing ahead. He's jumped them both.
oh, he's got him.
Oh, just.
Brilliant strategy play there from Viper. He took the biggest stop first, pushed hard in the second stint, and it's paid him dividends. Oh, Razor's really close to the back of him there.
Holland's just cut the pit line.
Oh,
Haven't seen that before.
definitive pit line cut from Holland, was it?
Straight
Oh
over
dear.
it.
So that'll be a slam dunk penalty for Holland. Penalty.
Yeah,
You want the whole field set?
Penalty.
Palanti.
Palenti. That's a Palenti for Holland.
You don't see any pit exit cut penalties or pit entry cut penalties in FIA or daily races, but here in the RaceOnOz Sunday League, it's a big no-no.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got to
We
stick
try
to
and
the
keep it
white line.
authentic.
You think with a series like FIA where it's governed by AI, you'd think that pit lines would be easy to police.
Yeah, but some of the tracks where the pit lanes are absolute Mexicans, you can't really... Like, if you have a look at Bathurst, for instance, where it spits you out and you're basically on the pit exit line, trying to turn left to keep yourself away from it. Geez, that's a big hop from Hatfield. Trying to keep yourself away from the pit exit line, it's almost impossible. If AI was in control of giving you a pit exit lane penalty
Risky's
there,
in the pits. Risky has in the pits.
In the
you'd
pits for Risky.
cop a 10-second penalty every lap or every pit stop.
Norm's in as well.
It's awfully late from Viper. He's just shooting off the track as Viper's
Jesus
at.
Christ!
That was awfully close to going in the gravel.
Oh, mid-send him
So
wide again.
close to his teammate there.
Teamwork.
He hops the sausage curve.
Solid.
Terrible
man.
outlap from Viper.
How many rounds can Zed just bottle of him?
What an
That's a
absolute
typical
bloody
bottle.
pine cone.
That's less than ideal. And our inside sources say that he was actually he was checking his fuel number when he went off there. So bit of a rookie mistake there from someone who's been in this game long enough to not be called a rookie. So
Inside sources? Will that be inside the car?
yeah, inside the car, inside the helmet, inside the brain, mainly.
Would it also be inside this commentary box?
Yes, absolutely. He is very ashamed of himself. We won't speak of it any longer.
What a pivot.
Oh, Apex.
Oh, right
Apex
to the
give-
side of Brian.
Oh. Synchronized dancing.
Brian's gotten away with it.
He's stuck on the little orange bollard there. Oh, nice, put it on the racing line. Perfect.
Oh, there we go. Good re-entry from
Revo.
Apex.
Revo Burns got small blended cat for company.
Oh, he's
Now
parked
have
up
a
behind him now.
double eight at turn one.
Brilliant. That's what you want in a race.
This should be more mainstream if we could get guys to just put cones wherever they want. It doesn't have to circle.
Well, you know, it'd definitely make a dynamic track, that's for sure.
I've been flying down to turn one and find that it's been moved up about 150 metres.
Nothing wrong with that.
We don't have dynamic weather yet, so let's have dynamic track conditions.
Not over the
Just
back.
make up for it. Caden dives into the
Turn
pits,
one
our
could be
race
left.
leader.
Turn one could be right, who knows?
Turn one could be a left-hander.
Just however you're feeling.
Yeah.
Was it Esteban Gutierrez who did that?
Just have the track marshals come out and put cones wherever they want. All of a sudden you're mid-corner and someone's put a track barrier in the middle of the road.
I thought you'd say there'd be a track marshal in the middle of the road, so you have to avoid him, but I think that's
Well,
a bit
yeah, there
safer.
would be, but he'd also be putting a bollard there, so...
They're forcing the pits.
Into the pits, and that was a comfortable re-entry from Caden, so he is some bit away from Risky. We've got a gap there, Hatters.
Yeah, as Crunch enters the pit. The gap is 5.5 from first to second, and a further
That's massive.
6 seconds.
He's pulled out.
Yeah, that's
How's he
huge.
done that?
Keaton.
Keaton.
Keaton things.
Top two, well, Keaton's 11 seconds through the mid as well.
Decent. Very decent. This Crunch is coming out. I'll tell you what, these four are really closed up. Matt, Razor, Jono and Viper. They are closer than they have been all race.
It's a team double day.
Nothing wrong with that.
I didn't say there's anything wrong with it.
No.
Do you guys get to pick who's the girls and who's the boys each time you go double dating?
Well, Razor's
Normally
definitely
you
the
just turn
girl.
the lights off and see what happens.
Yeah.
He hasn't got thumbs, so you don't.
No, exactly. It's just two less things to prod you with, so.
Well, it's Razor and Jono in a sandwich there, so surely Viper and Matt are the boys.
Tends to be, yeah.
Well, at least Razor and Jono don't have to buy drinks for the night, so that's pretty good.
If you just tuned in, don't turn the channel.
No.
We're professional commentators, waiting for our shot on the V8s.
Back in the slipstream there, do you think?
He could do.
Battling, you'd have to be catching up.
Yeah, you'd think so. I mean, Warm's in behind, and decent gap still to Metal Gear. He might be able to prod something out of his. Don't think anything's decided.
Off the back of Viper's slipstream here. Bit of a gap opening up between Jono and Razor. More mistake from Jono out of Ascari, I think.
The fighting is holding them up, looking at the times. We've got Razor, Jono, Viper, all doing, well, I would say low 47s. Viper's in the high 47, but last lap Norm was a high 46.
Jesus.
That's
As
speedy.
well, so that's going to be helping him there.
Absolutely.
Strangely, even Hatfield was catching Holland on that lap, so maybe he made
Gap's
massive
close right
speed.
coming out of the first chicane. Ridiculous how much the slipstream actually works here. Like, Constantine are in the pack,
Absolutely.
if you've got it.
So did Viper, actually. They're all purple at the moment.
Now, as our man Pat from Div 4 would say, ooh, purple.
Ooh,
On lap
purple.
2.
That did end up being a livery.
It did, and it was gorgeous. Absolutely stunning.
What colour was it again?
Purple.
Green? Purple.
That was more of a turquoise, really.
Turquoise. Hatfield, small blended cat. I mean, big chop in that small blended cat.
No, it's okay to call him that. It's his legal name now.
Legal name. Zephos.
Yeah.
Mr. Cat. What if he wears a hat, he'd be called Cat in the Hat?
Surely.
And Razor side by side into the run into Parabolica.
Razor's gone pretty defensive.
Razor's made the move on me.
He's made the move, he has. Oh, Jono out wide there.
Oh, Jono wide.
Tell you what, any of them could come out third here. This is awkward. Viper's just sticking back, staying out of it.
Norm's gap would be closing in now, wouldn't it?
Jono darts
Jono
out, yeah,
darts
surely,
inside.
Absolutely. Here he goes, throws it down the
Oh, he's
inside of
going for a double
Midnight.
move.
Oh, he might.
Oh, he's...
Bit of a bump there, bit of a bump. Oh, that's awkward. Midmat gets
Oh,
one
no.
back.
Min's pushing him out there.
And it'll be down to Razor here. Who's Razor going to give slipstream to? They're they're bumping around the curve of the Grande.
He's going the inside, giving Jono the slipstream.
Oh, so a bit of teamwork there. Oh,
Matt's
Mid's
not out of
still
this.
got the overlap. I think he'll get this done.
Matt's got the inside coming into the second chicane.
He has,
And
he's held it.
Has he got it?
Great stuff from Midmat. Oh
That's-
my god, this is letting Razor get away.
That is pathetic team driving from Razor there.
Nah, absolutely, disgraceful. I mean, you'd think he'd blame it on his lack of thumbs, but... Oh, well, grey thumbs, of course.
Apart from that,
Well, nothing.
Do better. God.
you have to say Norm's probably back there watching, going, "Oh God."
Oh, you're just thinking, what are these lunatics doing? Oh, kick off in the middle.
Should happen for a fair few laps now.
Oh, Jono sideways. Oh, that's a huge
Jesus.
mistake. Oh,
Oh, wow.
Just avoided the fence there.
From a man that
Wow.
can't catch a cold, he managed to catch the slide pretty well.
that's a brilliant save from Jono. Wow.
Can he keep the slipstream?
I think he has. I think he's just
Yeah,
within
he's in
norm. And I'll tell you, I don't think he'll stay there for long. He's got fuel to go.
His tyres aren't going to like him coming off the gravel at the outside of Ascari there, come around Parabolica.
Not particularly, no.
But
All
they
that
should have
flex now to do something.
scrubbed up enough coming down into turn 1. He's got 2 decent straights here, main straight and then Curva Grande to try and close the gap back up with the slip.
I think with the bottleneck at 1, he'll be able to close it up well as well.
Yeah, there he is. He's basically sniffing the exhaust fumes from Norm's car.
With
Wonder what
4
they'd
laps
smell
left,
like.
He's really just got to keep his nose down. Keep his
Absolutely.
nose
Keep his nose down, keep it clean, keep it smelling.
Apart from this group, Hatfield's spread out, man.
No, exactly. I mean, his Metal Gear's still some bit behind. Hatfield leading the rest of them behind.
Big gaps on track that you can see from the minimap.
No, they're huge. I mean, the only real battles other than that 4 was Byrne and Zephos, so...
Over 6 now from CaptainRisky. With that battling pack, they've now dropped 9 seconds behind Risky.
Oh, that's huge. And it was not that far between Razor and Risky when they came out of the pits, so that's a massively disabling battle for them.
Even so, that group looks to be pulling away from Holland, who's 6 seconds behind them, and Hatfield a further 5.5 back.
There you go.
He's got
Holland.
no stress behind, with 10 seconds to Chopper. Further 4 to Brian. He's got Zephos right on him. Another 4.5 to Crunch, 5 to Apex, Slambo, 27 seconds back, I think.
Oh, that's massive. Oh, Zephos in the gravel. Oh,
Zephos
wow.
making a meal of it. Tyres in this car do funny things. Like, it feels like the tyres, even though they're not worn that much, you all of a sudden hit the cliff with them.
Absolutely.
And
His
then the next
norm
time you
runs a
take
bit
that
wide.
corner, they're back fine again.
Yeah, this will...
And they're broken tyre wear.
Bit strange, isn't it? This will surely be a move done for Jono.
Norm was hanging in there. Norm had Viper slipstream.
Throws it down the inside.
Jono being a bit brave on the brakes there.
Bit of a touch on Viper even.
Little touch back there.
Jono's not messing around here. He wants to get back up to 3rd.
Amazing. We've been 22 laps completed and we still have a massive pack like that at the moment.
Absolutely.
Quality driving from all these guys, apart from when they actually
Yeah,
Race little blokes, quality driving.
Absolutely. Not much you can say about that. Oh, Zephos is wide. Oh, it's awkward.
Touch of grass there. Don't get reset. Don't get reset.
He gets away with it. Good little save from Zephos, actually. That was a bad place to be in the braking zone for turn 1 at Monza. I mean, that is massive speed you're carrying at that point.
God, every time I've gone off there in FIA, it's like reset basically back to the pit entry line.
It is death to your race. Absolute punishment.
Like he looks like he's got a big enough gap.
Be able to get away with it.
Last thing you need in those last few laps is someone having a sit.
Yeah, it's not ideal, to say the least.
Telemetry man, can we get an update on the actual time gap from 3rd to 7th here? There isn't much.
Those guys? Yeah, well, from what I can see, Mint is 0.099 behind Razor.
That's nothing.
10 back to Viper, 4 tenths to Jono, 4 tenths to Norm.
Say 2.5 seconds? 2.5. For 5 places.
Just a second for all of them.
It's not much in it, that's for sure.
A second at the braking zone to turn 1.
Mint's going to throw it here.
Mint's taken to the Potbelly song, Don't Hold Back.
And
unleashing.
Viper's been jumped by Jono. Oh, disaster for Viper. Maybe a bit cautious on the brakes.
No, I think he just chickened out.
That's pretty standard of him.
Two laps to go.
It's not much. I mean, you've got to say early money goes to Keaton. I mean, this has been a really dominant drive from him. I mean, the fastest lap on lap 20, worn tyres. This is, wow, great drive from him so far.
Yeah, previous fastest lap was a 45.9. He's bettered that to 45.5. Risky hasn't improved his 46.1.
Keaton used to disconnect a lot, didn't he? Back in GT6 days.
He did struggle with connection issues.
Was there ever a time after he's won 10 straight seasons of GT Sport that he got those connection issues back again?
No.
Just to add some spiciness to the races?
No, not really.
I mean, we could go visit him and bring a pair of wire cutters.
Yeah, there's an idea. Daniel? Or either of you, how would you like to do that?
Yeah, I'm in.
Yep.
Day trip.
Done.
Looking at those fastest laps, our second fastest man at the moment looks to be Norm with a 46 flat.
Oh, with all that slipstream, I'm not really surprised.
And Jono's gone past Risky's time with a lower 46.1.
Pretty rapid. So with only one lap to go, third is anyone's at the moment. It's Mitmat's right now, but he's got Razor, Jono, Stan, Viper, and just Norm for company. I mean, any of these guys could be standing on the podium come the end of this lap. Mint goes massively defensive. Razor wants that spot back. Oh, both pretty even on the brakes. Jono's in behind. He wants a piece of it. Contact. Oh, Jono's around.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh,
Jono's gone.
no, he's in the grass.
You're not going to save that. And he's rearranging the artwork.
Oh, he's added more cones to the track there. That's heartbreak for Jono. Third on the cards, and he's ended up in 8th. That is not what he wanted for this race.
Cursing himself.
And you know what? There's a bit of a gap here. Matt, Razor, and Viper have really spread out.
If I was Jono, I'd be sending a real angry post on the forums after this race.
Well, I wonder what caused that. I mean, it didn't look like there was any contact to Viper. What was that spun him?
It looked like Razor had jumped over the curbs a little bit on the second part of the chicane, and he's just unsettled the front of Jono's car and trying to gather the slide. The back end's looped around.
Yeah,
Holland's had a moment coming out of Lesmo. Jono right on him now. It's a small saving grace.
Oh, he's grabbed him. There's consolation prize for Jono Stan.
Hopefully nothing else can go wrong for him here.
No, you wouldn't think so. I mean, to be honest, this is it's a pretty good drive from Metal Gear. I mean, to grab P9. And we've overlooked it because there's so much going on, but that's Keaton 231 with the win.
Keaton's done.
CaptainRisky for second.
Well
Minmat will come through for third. That was a tough fight for Minmat. Razor crosses the line in 4th.
After being so close, they're all sort of spread out there.
Absolutely.
Highest placed man with limbs missing.
So that's not a great stat, is it? Oh, Brian and Crunch all over each other.
Holland into the pit wall, head on.
Oh, that's a big one. That'll be him dead. He's crunched it.
He's gone.
Given the spot to Hatfield.
He'll never financially recover from that.
No, absolutely not. And Crunch has grabbed Brian.
That one stop really was not the strategy tonight.
No, as Crunch has filliped him at the line.
He's dropped off.
He has,
He's
yep.
out of fuel.
Ooh.
Really unfortunate night for Brian. Apex is coming. Can he get him?
Is he going to get him?
He's got him.
He's got
at
him.
the line. Oh, Brian.
Brian, he's feeling the burn.
Absolutely. Oh, Slambo. Woo! Into the gravel at Ascari.
Really testing the limits of the game.
Oh, yeah.
The race is the best time for that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I've got to commend Slambo for staying out. That slide, oh, that is hot.
Yeah,
Great stuff from Slambo.
Channeling into the Ken block on that one.
To have a go and to be in the just last minute call up into the Division 1 field and to stick it out right to the end. Commendable.
Absolutely, yeah. So great stuff to Slambo. Yeah, absolutely brilliant performance from him.
Can't drive these cars without that practice.
No,
It just doesn't work.
And it's a very different game to what he's used to on Project Cars. So yeah, great finish from Slambo and a great race overall.
That's good. What are your thoughts, Liam?
Oh, I think I'm a little disappointed and risky. I mean, to come off a win like that and only come second and to get absolutely demolished by Keaton. I mean, let's be real. I think Risky was lucky not to be 7th. I mean, it could have been really easy for him to get caught up in that Jono, Matt, Razor, Viper ordeal, and he could have been at the back of the field. But
that was
I think he got
saving grace.
Absolutely, yep.
It just goes to show how much he lucked out last week at Dragon Trail, I reckon.
Yep, could be.
I mean, it's an improvement from last season. He was always down the back. But yeah, no excuse not to win 2 on the trot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's not what we expect to see. And
now, as a steward, are you going to be giving Risky a 25-second penalty for putting on such an uninspiring performance?
No, I have to say 25 seconds is a bit lenient.
Yeah, it could be more. I think the main steward's approach this round will definitely be B. Phillips. I mean, we weren't happy with him dropping out of the race like that. I mean, he's a real hazard when he does that, and just a rage quit is just really unsportsmanlike and unbelievable.
Getting in the way of fellow clean drivers.
Yeah, absolutely, and to get crunched like that, I mean, he should have been out of the way. So B. Phillips, hang your head in shame. It's a crunchable offence. And Jono Stan, I mean, that's some filthy driving again from him. Could be another penalty coming his way.
Leave the barriers
Who
alone,
dives into
Jono. They've done
T1?
nothing wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
Who
into
dives
turn
into
one.
T1 on their teammate like that?
No, you wouldn't
On
have
the
thought so.
final lap.
And then to spin it like that, that just shows a lack of care for his teammate. So
I'd honestly
ability.
call him a second-rate driver.
yeah, no, I mean, he can't drive anything other than something with massive amounts of downforce. So
And God, his ego too.
yeah, massive.
Oh,
If it doesn't say Volkswagen on it, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's that part of the night. Driver of the day. Do we have one?
no, they're all shit.
I think we have to give it to Keaton because he was the only one that did what was expected of him.
It was, yep. I think by merit I'd give it to Keaton, but I've got to give a bit of a participation award to Slambo. I mean, it really isn't easy just to come out and get. I mean, there's no easy way to say it, to get absolutely walloped by some of GT Sport's best. But he stuck it out, and it looked like he had some good fun. So
You know
really
what?
well done to
He
Slambo.
wasn't lapped. He
No,
was not
exactly,
lapped at his
exactly.
driver
Yeah,
today.
okay, change my
His
name.
first
Slambo.
race in the league race in GT Sport in the top division, and he doesn't get lapped. I'm sorry, that's driver of the day material right there.
Absolutely. There you go. You heard it
Good.
here first. Unanimous decision. Slambo is the driver of the day for RaceOnOz Sunday League, Season 11, Round 2. And what's going to happen
job,
for
sir.
Round 3? What do we think?
I guess you'll have to tune in and find out.
Absolutely. It's a Yamagiwa retro round, so we're going to see some gorgeous liveries on show. I don't think Demo 1
Slight
Garage.
correction there. The Renault Sport Heritage round.
Apologies there. Heritage round. Got to be the technicalities here.
You can't just run any retro livery. It's got to
No,
be Heritage Renault livery.
Yep,
Dishwatch.
absolutely. Although
You
I
know,
think
something like a Toro Rosso livery or a AlphaTauri, something really retro Renault.
yeah. Although you might see Keaton run something a bit different, just because that's a very Keaton thing to do. So you'll probably be with us again next week.
He could run a McLaren R5.
He could.
R5 Turbo McLaren.
You know, we might see Keaton do that. I think we'll have to put the suggestion forward to him.
Sounds good to me.
Awesome.
Good job tonight, guys.
Awesome.
Thank you again.
That's all the time we have for. I think I said that
Good to have
completely
you on
muddled
here,
up.
Spence.
Spence?
You're welcome, Daniel.
Thanks.
Wonderful.
Super B team.
Super B team. And
Super
we're out.
B team. Bye.